Welcome back to SK Hobbies AZ, and on this episode we're going to part 2 of the ARRMA Kraton XL, or the Kraken 8S. So stay tuned. Alright, welcome back. And as you can see, we've got it completely built. Except for the shell. The shell hasn't been painted yet, so we're going to do that in another episode. But let's go ahead and we'll talk about this shell here in a minute. Alright, so we have everything installed. Let's kind of turn it this way. Alright, so as you can see, we did get the Max 6 installed. We also got the 2250 kV Hobbywing system is what we're going with this, and everything kind of went together awesome. So let me go ahead and I'm going to grab the camera and we'll give you guys a better tour of this up close and personal. Alright, so as you can see right there, we've got the Hobbywing 2250 here. We've also got the Max 6. Steering servo wise, to finish off the electronics, look at this. We've got Operation 11 Charlie's raw 500 in there. So we're going to be trying that bad boy out. We've got Basherquen's carbon fiber. We also, if you can see in there, we've got right there, you can see the ESC plate. And what's cool about the plate is it has a spot right there that you can mount your button. So, you know, you got a nice spot for the button right there. What else was we installed from Basherquuen is we've got this bad boy installed for the servo, so you have the servo mount. We also put on the top plate right here from Basherquuen. Now, if you look in there, you'll see I don't have the carbon fiber ARRMA bar. It did not fit inside of here with this housing. Now, I haven't tried it on my other ones yet, so stay tuned. We'll see how they fit on the hot racing one, but it didn't fit. It rubbed way too much. It was too wide. So we got the M2C Racing one that I already had installed on this put in there. We also got Basherquen's steering servo saver right there. We got that saver in there. And also, so right here we also got Basherquen's steering linkage that goes up to the hub right there. We got that installed. All right, so getting back to it, that's pretty much everything that we have installed from Basherquuen in this bad boy. Next up is we already had the emulsion shock caps on both rear and front. We already had that installed. We did get the new chassis in. We've got the chassis braces, both front and rear. We put in our old drive linkage, and we also got the out drives right here, and then we also have the CVDs from M2C Racing. Then we also installed the shock towers. So we got the rear shock tower over here. We have the front shock tower over here. So we got that installed. And then we installed the rear shock tower brace right here. Now, you do have to get this lined up and installed right here. Same way you would, you basically replace those. If you have an EXB model, these would be red, but it's those spacers for the upper chassis brace here. So you remove those and you put these pieces in there, and then you kind of line them up with your, see if I can get a better view here. Yeah, so you can line up with your shock tower, and then you're going to drill a hole through, and then you're going to put the bolt and nut through. So we got that done. And then we got a 3D RC wing mount. We installed that. And then we also have up here, we got 3D RC's spring bumper. Now, with installing this, you got to make sure that you get the EXB version of your lower pin hinge. So you're able to install the EXB style bumper with this bumper spring. It's designed for that. They have another model that is all like, it's super flat. All right, and then I have one right here. So this style right here is, and if you look here, this is the front hinge support system. This is not for the EXB style. So this piece right here is flat, so you're not able to put this style bumper on. You'd have to put on the standard, like the V5 bumper that comes with it. Also, so the upper hinge pin supports, I did order the V5 version. It does not work on this system because this is a different system that you have here. So I'm running the standard EXB upper pin hinges here. So eventually I'll figure out a better upgrade and we'll get shifted to that. So we're running the M2C. These are the Kraken wide body 25 spline horns that they make. So it's kind of based off of the Kraken's servo horn. These things are awesome. And let's see what else we got going on here. Okay, so for the rear. So the rear, I ordered the Mojave's version. So technically, if I want to, I can build the whole cage rear bumper system off of this. But I didn't. I just ended up ordering the Mojave's version, and we just ran with it. It works pretty good. And then you can also see in there we've got Basherquen's diff housing for the rear. So that turned out really good. We also rebuilt all of these diffs. We put on the M2C output cups, and we also put the outdrive cup on both here and also on the front. We even rebuilt the center diff and put the M2C's outdrive cups on there. So we're planning to see if this thing's going to break, and we're going to give it a shot. Here's the underneath. I had this wear plate, the rear wear plate. I went ahead and kept that and installed it. Adds a little bit of extra weight to the rear. And then you got the M2C Racing, the Mojave chassis for underneath. Now, if you look at this, I'm having issues with how this rear plate goes on getting these screws to hold in. So at a later time, I'm going to do a modification on this. I'm actually going to trim this bumper up. I'm going to put holes and use the back two holes of this, the front diff housing to hold this back piece down. But for now, we're just running off of those front ones, and we'll see how that goes for now. I still have the original EXB A-arms on the front and the rear, but for the uppers, I'm running the RPM uppers right here. And of course, we have the Hot Racing hubs on both the front and rear. And then let me go ahead and get you guys turned back around. But all right, so that kind of gives you guys a tour of what we got going on. We're running the XT90 connectors, and then we will talk about the batteries that we're going to be running here in part 3. We have one final part that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to get running with this bad boy. So I have already trimmed up the shell. So what I have here is the Proline C10, and let's see if I can get it a little bit better in the picture. So this is the Proline C10. It's the long bed, and what I did is I trimmed it up, and then I trimmed this rear out right here, so when this goes down, it's not going to hit the A-arms or your linkage, your upper linkage. So we got that trimmed down, and then on the front, we left it kind of the same, except for right here, we kind of trimmed that a little bit because with it sitting on there, when you press down, it was kind of hitting those shocks. So I do have another awesome shell that's coming for this bad boy, and we'll talk about that when it comes in. But this is what we're going to be running for now. I'm going to do an episode talking about the batteries and stuff like that we're going to be running through this thing. And also we'll reveal the new paint job for this shell when we get it done and get all of its livery done on it. Tire wise, we're running the backflip tires. As you can see right here, we're running the backflip. Those come on the Outcast 6S. And then I also forgot to tell you guys about that I got those 17mm hubs from the wheel hubs with the 5mm extensions. We got those installed, so it's going to widen that wheelbase up a lot on this bad boy. But all right, this is going to be an awesome build. I'm excited to get her out and running. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this content. Don't forget to like and subscribe and bash that bell. I'm Stitch, SK Hobbies AZ, and I'm out.